Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Conversational Chaos. Rage Monster's here and Jason is on hand.
Good morning, Rage Monster.
Good morning, Mr. Jason. How are you today?
Fantastic.
You sound fantastic.
Great.
Sound energetic today.
Super energetic.
I'm energetic this morning. You got any good topics for today?
Well, it's almost Christmas time.
It is almost Christmas time.
So with Christmas time comes Christmas movies.
Ooh, Christmas movies. Some of my favorite movies are Christmas movies.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear this.
Uh-oh. Really?
I'm a little bit nervous, too.
Okay.
What you consider Christmas movies.
Okay, well, you got your traditionals, obviously. Miracle on 34th Street and It's a Wonderful Life. Honestly, I don't like either one of those two movies.
Oh, okay.
Don't really know why. Something really weird about them. Then you got what I would consider classics for you and I, being our age group. You have A Christmas Story, totally awesome. One of my favorite movies of all time. Then we have The Santa Claus, the one with Tim
Allen.
Tim Allen. That was a 90s movie. That was okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Kind of silly. But then you got modern ones like Elf, which are actually quite funny.
I do enjoy Elf.
Yeah, Elf is actually a really funny movie. And it's a movie that I would watch not at Christmas time because I just find it really funny.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, earlier Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Will Ferrell?
Yes and no. I've seen some of his on-the-street improv stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird.
Oh, yeah? I haven't
yeah.
seen any of that.
He's sort of an in-your-face kind of comic. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But so anyway, Elf, good movie. However, there are some other off-putting Christmas movies. I wouldn't say off-putting. I would say out of the norm Christmas movies that are totally Christmas movies, whether you think they are or not. One of them is Lethal Weapon, totally a Christmas movie.
It's just because it's at Christmas time doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
It opens up with Jingle Bell Rock.
It still doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
It totally does. So you got Lethal Weapon, you've got Die Hard. Die Hard's totally a Christmas movie.
No, it's not. I can't believe you even said that.
After he kills one of the terrorists, he writes ho, ho, ho on his sweatshirt and puts a Santa Claus hat on him.
Just because, like the Ocean's 11 movies go to France doesn't make it a French movie.
They go to France?
They go to Paris.
They go to Paris?
I think so.
Oh, I don't think I've ever really paid attention. That was like the second Ocean.
Just because National Treasure says things in Latin doesn't make it a Latin movie.
Regardless whether you think Die Hard or Lethal Weapon are Christmas movies, they're totally Christmas movies.
They've even come out and said that's not a Christmas movie.
It's totally a Christmas movie.
Fine.
But one of my favorites of all time has got to be A Christmas Story. That's the best Christmas movie ever. Yeah, I love that movie.
Bothers me.
Why does that bother you?
It makes me uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, ever since I saw it the first time.
Is it the way that it's filmed? Is it the time period it's set in? Is it
It's
the
not the
actors?
time
Is it
period.
the acting? I mean, what is it?
I think it's all of it.
Really?
It's all it's just has, I don't know. It makes me wildly uncomfortable.
That's very weird. I've never heard anybody say that they find...
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard anybody say that A Christmas Story is...
That's with
some wildly uncomfortable.
The guy with the leg lamp and...
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
I have a leg lamp ornament on my Christmas tree.
That bothers me too.
I mean, it's a little one, but
yeah, I never could. My sister loves it.
Really?
Yeah.
We were driving. This is maybe a week ago. We were driving somewhere with the kids, and we drove past somebody's house who had like one of those reproduction leg lamps in their window. And my daughters, and I went like, "Daddy, a leg lamp."
Do they like it?
They've never seen it.
The movie?
I won't let them watch it because
it's disturbing.
No, it's not disturbing. They're just too young. I don't want them to watch a movie that's got cursing in it. It's really what it comes down to.
Does it have cursing in it?
Yes, it has.
I've only ever seen it on TBS, so I guess they always cut that part out.
It has one line of cursing in it.
Oh, I've never watched it.
Didn't we talk about this when we had the Canadian on?
Yeah, I just thought you were making a mistake.
No, it's he curses in it.
Oh.
He does say "oh fudge." That's not cursing, but if you know what the word's supposed to be,
is that the cursing part?
No.
Oh,
the cursing part is he keeps throughout a bunch of the movie he keeps running to his mailbox in front of the house, waiting for something in particular. But what he's waiting for is his little orphan Annie decoder ring to come in the mail, right?
Yeah.
So the day he gets it, he's super excited. Then he listens to Little Orphan Annie radio show that night. And he jots down the Little Orphan Annie secret code. It's like whatever the Little Orphan Annie secret code club or whatever it was called. He writes it down, then he like rushes immediately to the bathroom to decipher the code.
See, even you just explaining the scene to me is making me uncomfortable.
And as he deciphers the code,
Sitting on the toilet.
yes, he's not on the toilet. He's sitting because it's someplace to sit down. It's like a weird chair. Anyway, when he decodes it, the message says, "Be sure to drink your Ovaltine," which is the company that sponsors the radio show anyway. So
Right.
he says a crummy commercial, then he says, "Beep."
Oh.
So I just don't want them to be exposed to that just yet. When they get a
No,
little
that's
older,
fine.
it's fine. But
Yeah.
I have a problem with it.
They must have cut that off in the versions I was watching.
They wouldn't cut the scene because it's very important
No,
to
just
the movie.
that part.
But they probably just bleeped
Yeah.
the word out. So they probably changed the word. But a little fun fact about the movie Elf. Have you ever seen Elf? You have, right?
Yes, I like that one.
You know Ming Ming, the head elf, the one who was trying to...
Just the guy? The male elf? Does he have a beard?
Yeah, he does have a beard. But Ming Ming was the one who was trying to get the other elves to think of special talents for Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Special talents.
Yes.
Ming Ming is actually played by Peter Billingsley, who was Ralphie in A Christmas Story.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny that he came full circle and is now did another Christmas movie that's sort of iconic. Not obviously as Ralphie, but one thing I do find a little disturbing about A Christmas Story. I didn't know this when I was a kid. It didn't dawn on me until I was in my 20s. But being a hockey player, one of my favorite sports movies of all time is Slapshot. Well, in that movie, the woman who plays, whose name I can't remember right now off the top of my head, the woman who plays Ralphie's mother is in the movie Slapshot.
What about Christmas Vacation?
Great movie.
I like that one. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's got some really, really iconic Cousin Eddie. She's a real beaut, Clark. Cracks me up. I love Cousin Eddie. From all those movies, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I like him.
He's totally insane. I mean, in real life.
He has his moments.
No, I mean, he's literally insane. He
moments.
fled the United States with his wife.
He went to Canada.
Yeah, to Canada.
Yeah.
And tried to claim political asylum because he believed the government of the United States was trying to kill him.
Maybe they were.
No, they weren't. Yeah, because the government of the United States is really interested in killing Randy Quaid,
Maybe he knows secrets.
the guy who played Cousin Eddie.
He was in Independence Day.
He was in Independence Day.
Maybe he just got stuck in that character.
Maybe.
He was good in that one. I like that.
Russell Case. That was his character's name in that movie. Yeah, where he was.
I couldn't tell you if you were right or wrong.
I'm right. The alcoholic, former
Pilot.
Vietnam veteran pilot. Yeah.
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 I can't think of any other ones. There's a different elf cartoon. Oh, it's Landing something. Do you watch that one? Apparently not, because
No.
you look completely blanked.
I'm completely blank.
It's about two elves that go to prepare the house before Santa comes. It's only like a half an hour. I like to watch that one every
Nope.
year. Never seen it?
Nope.
It's good.
How are you with the classic cartoons? Christmas cartoons. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, they make me uncomfortable too.
How do they
We
make
still
you
watch 'em.
uncomfortable?
It's weird animation.
Yeah, it's old animation.
I don't know. Frosty and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Like, are you talking about like the cartoon or like the stop motion with like the wooden figures?
I'm talking about, well,
'Cause
Frosty's a cartoon.
Well, there's
that
a
was
Frosty.
drawn.
There's a Frosty with the wooden things too.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
Are you serious?
Well, it's not the original Frosty story. It's like Frosty, the next chapter or something. I don't know what it is. There's like a whole series of them. Then there's like the Elves in Toyland and
Jack Frost. That's another one. That's one I just find super creepy.
is that a cartoon? No, that's a movie.
That's like Rudolph. It's like a stop motion
animation
animation one, and that is just super. There is a movie, Jack Frost, that starred Martin Short.
Yeah,
I
that
think,
was a little bit
and that
weird,
was
too.
really weird. But the cartoon, or I guess the stop motion animation, is just really bizarre. I don't like to
It
watch
is.
that one. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
don't
literally
either.
just gives me the creeps.
And kids love to watch it because it's different.
Yeah,
But
my
yeah,
kids
it's-
love Rudolph and they love Frosty the Snowman, but they're not big fans of Charlie Brown Christmas. Almost forgot that one.
Yeah,
That's iconic. You got to watch that one.
yeah, we watched that too.
We actually watched it the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Did
because
you watch the Mayflower Peanuts
we did in November,
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving.
before Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm. So, Christmas movies.
I can't think of any others, though.
I'm sure there's plenty.
Your family doesn't watch like the Hallmark Christmas movie marathon?
We're not
you
a
look like
we're
you
not
look like a Hallmark kind of guy.
Yes, we're not exactly a Hallmark movie family.
They make like 30 new Christmas movies every year. Did you know that?
That doesn't surprise me.
I think Netflix is getting in on it next year too. They're going to start making a whole bunch of Christmas movies. I guess people watch them. There's got to be a reason they're making these.
No, that's the thing. Is that during this season, people will watch anything.
I think people watch anything anytime.
No, that's not true. I mean, if you release a Christmas movie in March, nobody's going to watch it. It's a Christmas movie.
When did Die Hard come out? Did it come out at Christmas time?
I actually have absolutely no idea when Die Hard came out. I have to look that one up.
Did you see the third Iron Man movie?
No, I haven't even seen the second Iron Man movie. I saw the first one, and that was only because my father-in-law was watching it. I'm not a big fan of comic book movies.
It has Christmas in the beginning, too. I was just curious what your thoughts on that. So it came out in July.
So? Yes, but I bet you it had really good box office returns in December.
I bet it wasn't even in the theater still in December.
Yeah, it was, because what it was released in 1980, what?
88.
88? Yeah, it was still in the theaters in December. Yeah, so it came out in July.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You still consider it a Christmas movie?
It's still a Christmas
movie. And people
movie.
went to see it?
People went to see Die Hard?
Yeah.
Lots of people went to see Die Hard.
So that negates what you said. I said people watch anything anytime. You said, no, people never watch a Christmas movie in July.
I said March. I didn't say July.
Close enough.
You're putting words in my mouth now.
Close enough. Anyways.
So Christmas movies. And this is the season. Of course, we decorate the day after Thanksgiving, and it lasts until New Year's Day.
Decorate everything?
Yep.
You have a real tree or fake tree?
We have a fake tree.
I
like real trees.
Wait, when did you say it comes down? Did you say?
New Year's Day.
Oh, okay. That's good.
The day after Thanksgiving, everything goes up. The day after New Year's Day, everything comes down.
We kind of build up to it. So we start after Thanksgiving and then add to it as time goes. And it comes down like first week of January.
Do you have an elf on the shelf?
We do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one for each child, or do you just have one?
No, we just have one for the family.
What did the kids name it?
Eli.
Eli?
Eli.
Such a plain name for an elf on the shelf.
They named it after their best friend.
Eli. Eli the elf.
Yep.
Well, okay, that I guess that works.
Yeah.
We have one elf for the household, and our elf's name is Rainbow.
Rainbow?
Rainbow.
That's a good one, too.
It's a female elf, because I have girls.
I
don't have a mix. So ours is a female elf. She has earrings and blue eyes and eyelashes and everything.
Oh, wow.
I mean, when I was a kid, I remember an elf decoration.
Yeah.
But I'd never heard of this elf on the shelf, the shenanigans that the elf does, bringing you little presents and sticking them in your shoes, maybe. I don't know.
He's gotten a wider reach now. I'm not sure how that quite works. They hook up with the Tooth Fairy or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because not a lot of kids didn't know when I was a kid about Mr. Elf.
Yeah.
But he's gotten
much more prolific.
Yeah. When my kids asked me, what did the elf do when you were a kid? It's like, he didn't visit me. It's like, what was wrong with you? It's like, I don't know.
Did you ever get coal for Christmas?
Just from my wife.
Your wife gave you coal for Christmas?
She gave me like a painted one with a snowman or something on it.
I actually got a lump of coal once for Christmas. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I got a big old lump of coal.
Did you burn it?
No.
You still have it?
It's probably still at my parents' house, yeah.
Oh, is that the only thing you got?
No.
Oh.
That wasn't the only thing I got. It was on the mantle above my stocking where my
stocking
was hanging, yeah.
How big was it?
Probably about the size of a baseball. I mean, it was a pretty large chunk of anthracite coal, yeah.
It's a real piece. It's not like a briquette or something?
Oh, no, it's coal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's interesting.
It was really dirty too. When I was a kid, and actually, this structure was still there until maybe 15 years ago. There was the town where I grew up had, back in the day when people used coal furnaces or coal fireplaces or whatever. So there was a coal distribution building in town, and it was 2 stories. And train would pull into the top of the building.
Yeah.
With the coal cars.
Yeah.
And then they would just open up the hoppers on the bottom.
Right.
They would open up the bottom of the coal car and it would dump into hoppers below, and then trucks would pull up to these chutes where the hoppers were, and then coal would dump into the trucks, and then they would go off and deliver the coal to wherever it had to go. But the building was still there. They hadn't used coal in town who knows how many years, right? So when we were kids, young teenagers, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids, we would like kind of play around in there. My mom hated it.
I
She would
bet.
tell us, you can't
You're gonna
go in
die
there.
in
First
there.
of all, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it was literally open railroad tracks on the top story. I mean, there was no floor.
Right.
There was just holes going down to these hoppers, and you could have fallen 10 feet, 12, 13 feet just to the top of this hopper, then slidden down the chute. But there was still a bunch of coal in there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Just tons of coal in there. Literally, probably tons of coal. And it was just dirty as all get out. So I remember one time I had been playing in there with a bunch of friends, went home, and my jeans that I was wearing were black with coal dust. And I mean black with coal dust. And my mom was so mad at me, basically for ruining my jeans. I had to wash them out in the bathtub. My mom filled the bathtub, and I had to scrub them out the best I could. Then I had to rinse them, but that water in the bathtub was just black. And then, of course, it left a big black ring around the bathtub. My mom was so mad. She forbid me from ever going back in there. I totally did, but...
That's too bad.
Yeah. Weirdly, there was actually a spring in town, a natural spring in town, right behind the coal distribution building.
Oh.
Water was really good. I
Yeah.
remember being young, riding our bikes around town, or stopping there and drinking the water out of the spring.
How did it get it out of the ground? Did it have a pipe connected into it, or is it just spewing out?
It basically was spewing out. It was they had built at some point in the past like a little concrete basin, I guess. It was which was in the ground.
Right.
So it stuck up maybe like 6 or 8 inches off the ground, and it went down into the ground a couple of feet.
Yeah.
And it was just a small concrete box, basically. I guess it was probably 3 feet by 3 feet, and then it went down into the ground a few feet. So it might have been a 3-foot cube. And the water just like bubbled up into it, and then it just spilled over a little spillway at the end. It went into a creek that was right there. So,
okay. She just went and like lapped it up out of that little basin?
Yep. I remember sticking my head right down in there. Good. It was good water. Probably had a bunch of coal in it.
Just a little. Postcards.
What about postcards?
How do you feel about postcards?
I don't feel anything about postcards.
Do you send them when you go on vacation?
No.
Do you like to get them?
No preference.
That's kind of boring.
Yeah. I have bought postcards, not with the intention of sending them to anybody.
What do you do with them?
Keep them as keepsakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a ton of them. I have probably a few from places I've been around the world.
Yeah. You just
actually collect magnets.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you put them at?
Well, oddly, your stainless steel refrigerator,
magnets
don't stick to the front of it.
If it's real stainless steel, that would be correct. But it's probably not real stainless steel.
Well, magnets don't stick to the front. They'll stick to the sides. So
magnets stick to the front of mine.
They don't stick to the front of mine. Or I guess they stick to my dishwasher. And they stick to my stove. They don't stick to my refrigerator. But they don't stick to the front.
I wonder what the front of your fridge is made out of.
Probably plastic.
Oh.
That's made to look like.
That's weird. Why would they, of all things to not be magnetic, why would they make it the fridge?
I don't know.
Fridge is supposed to be, that's why they sell fridge magnets.
I know. Well, these are all like fridge magnets. These are little magnets, right?
Yeah.
And a majority of them are on the side of the refrigerator because one of the sides of it is exposed. And the rest of them are actually on the front door, the back of the front door, because that's metal. So, like all the kids' artwork and stuff you would normally have in your refrigerator, it's totally on the back of the front door.
Back of the front. Oh, your front door of your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the front door of the house.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a neat place for it. Oh, when I was a kid, came up with this brilliant game, right? I took all the magnets off the fridge, and I just stood like, I don't know, as far away as I could and just was whipping them at the fridge.
Trying to get them to stick?
Trying to get them to stick. Except I was too young at the time. I didn't pay attention. Every time they hit, they just took a chunk of the paint out. The enamel. I remember my parents coming home. When they saw it, they were like not too happy because they ended up having to get like the touch up enamel paint and try and touch up because it was like a goldish yellow fridge.
Oh,
I still remember that. That was pretty. I liked it. We had like a cinnamon colored phone.
This is like this screaming 1970s. You know that, right?
It was probably late 70s. Early 80s. Probably late 70s.
Yes, yeah. But they were probably purchased in the 1970s.
Could be, yeah. We had like flowered tile linoleum and orange and yellow striped wallpaper on the wall.
Oh,
it's fantastic.
God. That's deliciously 1970s. That's so bad.
I liked it though. I don't know. I think I was the only one towards the end. They've since changed it a couple times.
When I was a kid, my grandmother...
Yeah.
Well, actually, this was literally until she passed away. in 2008. I guess that was 2009. She passed away. She had a refrigerator in her kitchen that was the refrigerator that she and my grandfather bought after they were married in the 1940s.
Yeah.
So the refrigerator was the same one. She had been using it literally for 50 years, 60 years.
My aunt has one in her basement from my grandmother. Still has like the locking door handle on it.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was, I mean, this is when, kids don't get in refrigerators.
Exactly.
Well, that's why. Now it doesn't matter. You can get in, you can just push the door open. But back
Yeah.
then, it actually had a latch. So hers was like that, and it had like the handle. You'd have to pull the handle. It made this like clunk
Exactly.
noise as you opened
Right.
up the door. Clunk.
Still keeps running though.
Yeah. They built stuff to last then. They don't build
really
stuff to last
last.
anymore.
I mean, it's probably wildly inefficient, but
I don't think so.
you don't think so?
No, I think they're actually pretty. As society advances, I'll put that in quotes. One of the things, especially being part of a capitalist society, the idea is to make money. Just like with drug companies, there's more interest in treating somebody's illness. There's more interest in treating somebody's illness than there is in curing somebody's illness. Just like there's more interest on the part of General Electric to build a refrigerator that's going to fail after 7, 8, 9 years. Because that's going to make you want to buy another one.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah. So they don't make them anymore that last for 50 or 60 years. They just don't. And partly is because a lot of the parts they use now are plastic. But back then they used like the worst refrigerants possible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if that ever springs a leak, you're just going to put a hole in the ozone right above your house. Government's going to come after you.
Yeah. But like even now, like R22, that was a big refrigerant that they used for years and years in like AC systems. They don't even use that anymore. And that stuff's expensive. I mean, you're talking, what, like $50 a pound for that. And the units might have, 15 pounds of R22 in it. So just get your system recharged. We just replaced our AC system in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Not because we wanted to, because the compressor stopped compressing, unfortunately. So we replaced it, but it was a train, and it had been 26 years old.
Oh, wow.
And it was still working just fine until the day that it stopped working just fine. But I asked the tech, I was like, can we just replace the compressor? He's like, well, then you'd have to drain the system. You'd have to add, R22 back to it. And he says, just the cost of replacing the compressor, even if I could find one that fits this model, putting the R22 back, and it's going to cost you $1,000 just for that. That doesn't include my labor.
Yeah.
So I said, forget that. We just replaced it. I mean, it was $8,000 to replace the system, but now I don't have to worry about it really ever because we bought another train.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we bought a train. It was definitely more expensive. I had a couple of people come out to do estimates, and it was the most expensive, but it was the best deal to get.
Oh.
Because not only did we get a train, most places guarantee labor and parts. Parts are usually 5 years. Labor is usually 1 year.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong with your system after a year and it's labor related, they'll come out and fix it. If it's parts related, they'll come out and fix it. And they don't charge you for labor. The company we went through, great local company, did 0% financing for 2 years, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Did 10-year parts warranty on the system and 5 years of labor.
So you don't have to pay anything for the next 5 years at least.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So anything goes wrong at all, we can just call them, they'll come out and they'll fix it.
Wow.
Which is great. Doesn't cost anything for the first 5 years. And it's a train, so it's going to last forever.
Yeah.
But really strange. I remember when I was looking at systems, the new systems, because there's basically 3 levels. There's like the highest, the most expensive, there's the mid-level, and then there's the lower level.
Yeah.
The system we had in our house was kind of a mid-level system when the house was built in the early 1990s, but now is wildly inefficient.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terribly inefficient. And even like the lower end systems now were better in equivalency than our old one was.
Okay.
So we actually upgraded our system to like the mid-level system because it really only cost a couple $100 more.
Yeah.
0% financing. I'm saving that in the financing anyway, so I'll just go for the mid-range system. I asked the guy how much more efficient it was, and he kind of chuckled a little bit. He says, well, any of these systems are going to be way more efficient than your current one. He says, but it should cut your energy usage by about 50%.
Wow.
And I didn't really think about how much that really was until we got our first bill. And so over the summer here, it's always hot. You always have your air conditioner running. Our electric bills were probably $60 less a month.
Oh, wow.
After we got our new air conditioning system put in.
That's
Very strange.
Yeah.
So I was happy with it. And then this year coming up is Windows. Yuck.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So postcards. Do you?
Yeah, I don't send them either. I don't get them either. But I think it'd be nice. Might have to try and get into that. So yeah, postcards.
So you don't send them? You don't receive them?
I don't really know anybody
anymore.
does.
Yeah.
I think the Canadian said she does, but I don't even know.
She does. She does
Does
send
she?
postcards, yeah.
I guess I always think you have to get those special stamps, postcard stamps. Do you even have to use those anymore? Do they just charge you the same thing for everything? Because now they don't have numbers on the stamps. Everything's a forever stamp. Which I guess that's good, because you have to buy all those penny stamps to like balance it out.
Honestly,
Did you buy a bunch of those forever stamps a couple years ago as an investment?
No.
I know a lot of people were doing that.
Really?
Yeah, because then you don't have to pay for the postage increase.
Well, I guess it really
save like that whole like 10 cents or something, 1 cent per stamp or whatever.
Well, I mean, think about it. How many letters
Yeah,
do you mail a year?
not that much anymore.
Exactly.
You used to mail a lot,
And every year it gets less and less.
right?
So that was a really dumb investment.
Well, they probably have to pass them on to their kids.
That's sad. You're passing on stamps to your kids. I mean, if you're a stamp collector, passing your stamps on to your kids is fine, I guess. Do you know any stamp collectors? I think that's such a strange hobby now. 30, 40, 50 years ago, it was common. People still did it.
Yeah,
And now, just young people don't do it.
I bet there's some people that still do it.
Well, I know one person that collects stamps.
Yeah?
One. And he's probably 70.
It's a hard hobby. Well, there's always the debate, like, do you keep the stamps that get mailed to you, or do you have to go buy, like, fresh ones? Because a lot of people, they only want the mint ones right from the post office.
Right.
But then that really limits what you can collect unless you travel around the world. But if you save the ones that come in the letters, that's kind of cool.
I like my dad had a stamp book
Yeah?
when he was a kid, and he had stamps that had been mailed from
Yeah.
all over. He just had the ones because you're a kid, you're just taking the ones that were mailed to you, and it was really neat, I thought. But just there's nothing neat about stamps anymore. I don't think.
I don't know. I bet it'd be cool to get stamps from Greece or something. It's like people who do, like, the ham radio. It's not all about, they don't get anything. They just made contact with someone from someplace else. And that's what's cool.
Do you know any ham radio operators?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
We're electrical engineers here. There's a lot of them.
guess that's true.
It's very common, actually.
I've known one.
That's it?
One my whole life. Yeah.
Oh. In fact, it's almost odd that I'm not a ham radio operator for as many that I know.
Do you have a ham radio?
I have a receiver.
You have a receiver, but
Yeah,
not a
I've
broadcast.
never really gotten into it. Well, there's that whole part of talking to people you don't know. It's just that doesn't intrigue me much.
Obviously, that's a problem for you.
Yeah. I just can't get into that.
I don't just walk up to random people on the street,
I
but
think you do.
I don't. But I don't have a problem just speaking with people. So if I'm stuck in an elevator with somebody, there's a chance I might say something to the person in the elevator,
Yeah, I see that.
or the subway, or a bus stop, or the grocery
Right,
store.
random person on the street.
Yeah, but I'm not just like walking down the street and, oh, there's a person over there. Let me go talk to him. Hi,
That's
my
because
name
you're
is Rage Monster. What's your name?
That's because you're on your way to someplace. But if you're just hanging out there,
I go through phases.
yeah.
Where it's more apt on some days that I would just randomly strike up a conversation with somebody than normal. Really depends on my attitude that particular day.
Might be neat to collect postcards. I wonder if there's like a postcard club.
I'm sure there is. There's clubs for everything.
There probably is. You just mail postcards to each other.
Dude,
I mean,
can
they
you mail me a
sell
postcard?
everywhere you go. They sell postcards, like tons of postcards. Somebody's buying them all.
Yeah, they're really cheap and they're good keepsakes, I think. I think most people buy postcards for that. I think the Canadian, or should I just start calling her the intern? I think our
Doesn't
intern.
matter. You better keep
collects
with the proper
postcards.
term.
Okay.
That's the other one's a little derogatory.
What, intern?
Yeah.
Intern's not derogatory. Good Lord. Anyway, I do have an odd hobby that's not common really anymore, is coin collecting.
That's not that odd.
It's still, I mean, how many coin collectors do you know?
More than stamp collectors.
But I'm just, they're still kind of few and far between.
You think so?
Yeah.
I probably know at least a handful.
Yeah, I know, obviously me. One of my uncles collects coins.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't really know.
Like, I probably only know like one or two like hardcore coin collectors, like where they put all the coins in like the little envelopes. But I think a lot of people are They're just casual coin collectors. Like they have a box of coins they keep.
Really?
You don't think so?
I mean, I always had a coin jar where I just put neat stuff in before I started actually collecting coins. My dad's kind of a casual coin collector.
I think everybody pretty much is. Especially $2 bills. Like everybody saves those.
Yeah, and they're worth $2.
It's fun though.
It's not fun. There's nothing fun about it. Collecting $2 bills.
When you get one in the wild, it's exciting to get.
I don't think I've ever gotten one in the wild.
Really?
Never. My whole life.
Never.
No.
Oh.
I've never gotten 50-cent pieces in the wild.
Really?
I've gone to since I am a coin collector.
Yeah.
I will go. Sometimes I'll be at a store if I'm paying in cash. I'll ask the person at the register if they have anything weird in their cash drawer, and if they do, I usually buy it from them.
Yeah. My mom used to be a cashier, and she would get weird stuff and just bring it home. Because I guess that's where I got most of my stuff. $2 bills. People would just bring them in all the time and pay with them.
Well,
and I always felt bad, like when they paid with their $2 bills. It's like, oh, the guy's losing out on his $2 bills.
I think a lot of Americans have that mindset. It's like there's something special about a $2 bill. There's really not. I mean, it's not worth anything more than $2.
Yeah, I get. If you had a choice between getting a $2 bill or one of those gold dollar coins, what would you pick?
Well, I would pick the $2 bill because it's worth $2.
Okay, 2 gold coins.
I would probably pick the 2 coins.
The 2, really?
Yeah,
I don't see people using those either. That's kind of unfortunate. I wish those would take off more.
Yeah, well, at least now vending machines can use them.
Yeah, but vending machines also take credit cards now.
I know that's so depressing. You're using a
credit
card to buy a soda. You're paying 12% interest on a Coca-Cola. Come on, people.
I don't pay the interest on it.
You might not. There's plenty of people that do.
Well, yeah. It just gets rolled in.
It's not the point. The point is that
the worst part is probably having to pay the $2.50 for the soda from the machine when you get from 50 cents from the store. That's the worst part.
That does kind of bother me.
Yeah, or $2.50 for water. That's worse.
They have to make up that extra money to put in that credit card reader on their machines now, so they got to charge more money
and replace that pop machine, soda machine.
Yeah, now that all the newfangled ones, I don't like them.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, this was totally awesome. They had an old school Coke machine.
Yeah.
In the bowling alley in the village where I grew up. It was only an 8-lane bowling alley, but my parents were very avid bowlers. So when we were kids, we were kind of bowling alley rats. We were in the bowling alley quite a bit. And they had this Coke machine in there. And it was one of the ones that had like the little door on the left-hand side. So you put your money in, you'd open the door and you'd grab a bottle and pull a bottle out.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing ever. I still vividly remember opening that door. The door was white. And the machine was of its Coke machine, so it was red and white.
Yeah.
But I remember opening that white door. It was long in glass, and the door was always really cold. Open that door, and you'd reach in and grab that bottle. And I remember pulling on that bottle, and it was always that same feeling of the cap. The ridges on the cap would kind of cut into your hand a little bit as you were pulling it out. I mean, it didn't like make you bleed, but you could feel that kind of the poke. That was the coolest thing ever. That was so awesome. I'm getting so amped about that right this second. I don't know why, but it was really cool.
You should get one of those for your house.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because they still make the bottles that fit in there.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but you can get
a little more. Yeah.
But I stopped drinking that stuff years ago.
You probably put your own, where you fill them with your own stuff. Put like juice or something.
Water?
Yeah.
And I would totally make the neighborhood kids pay to use it.
You put some juice or something in there to give them a choice.
Beer. Put beer in there. No, I stopped drinking Coca-Cola right before I went to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to drink 20-ounce Coke a day. I had
That's
a Coke
not too
habit.
bad.
I don't want to make that sound worse than it is.
Was it diet or regular?
It was regular.
Oh.
So I would drink a 20-ounce Coke a day. There were days that I didn't, but it was almost every day of the week I was drinking a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. And then I was getting ready to go to Afghanistan, and I knew full well that when I walked into one of those dining facilities, the DFACs, over on military bases overseas, it was just readily available. They always had like a cooler full of Coca-Cola, and you can just take it. Well, you don't have to pay for it. You can take it. And I thought to myself, I'm going to come back 50 pounds heavier because I'm just going to be drinking 4, 5, 6 Cokes a day. I just knew I would be. I just remember saying to my wife, I'm just going to stop drinking Coke. So October of 2013, I stopped drinking Coke.
You remember that?
Yeah, absolutely. and I have not had a Coke since.
Really?
Nope, I haven't had a Coke. I haven't had a Dr. Pepper, which I also really enjoy.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't had any soda since then, so it's been 5 years.
Wow. I used to drink Dr. Pepper quite a bit, but then I just kind of quit. Now I have one every once in a while. Boy, it is so sweet. It's almost too sweet. I almost want to water it down, but then you don't get enough bubbles then. But
this is only like maybe a month ago. We had gone to Chick-fil-A for dinner with the kids. If I get a drink there, it's usually unsweet tea or water. And so my tea was sitting on the table. My younger daughter had put her drink right next to mine, and she had gotten Mr. Pibb, which is like the generic Dr. Pepper, right? Which is actually pretty good.
It's not bad.
And I got some sort of stuck in my throat, so I went to reach to grab my drink, and I picked it up, and I took a big old slug, and it was her Mr. Pibb. And it's the first time in 5 years I had a carbonated beverage like that. And you're right. It's so sweet. You don't understand how sweet it is until you go a long time without having it and then drinking some. It's absolutely amazing.
Did you make that crazy face when kids drink soda for the first time and the bubbles burn their throat?
No, I did go, oh, it tasted bad.
Yeah.
It tasted bad to me.
It does, yeah. Because my wife will drink Pepsi every once in a while. And it's like, well, let's let me have a sip of that. And I'll take, like, whoa, that's too much.
That's really sweet.
It is too much, yeah.
Yeah.
That with all the carbonation in there, too. It just, like, burns. It's weird.
The girls don't really drink that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm not a strict parent, but we tend not to let them. We don't let them watch very much TV. We don't let them eat a lot of sugary stuff. We don't let them drink carbonated beverages. The only time we ever do that is if it's on a Friday or Saturday night we've gone out to eat.
Yeah.
We'll let them do it then, but that's kind of like a special case. We never let them really do it. But the good thing is they both really like to drink water.
Oh, good.
So they take a bottle of water to school every day, and almost every day it comes home empty.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that stuff's, they're saying how much bad it causes you.
Oh, it's so bad for you.
So much sugar in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a prime example of why so many Americans develop type 2 diabetes as they get older. Yeah. I mean, your pancreas is just
on the go all the time.
Just going, okay, you know what? I'm tapping out. I've had enough.
Yeah. I mean, there's sugar in everything. I've tried to, like, cut back on some things. But there's sugar everywhere.
Yeah, and it's sad, too. I mean, if you just look at the amount of sugar in a Coca-Cola, like a 20-ounce Coca-Cola, I don't want to say it's 50,
like spoonfuls
it's like
and spoonfuls.
50 grams or something.
Yeah.
And how much is a sugar cube? How many grams is a cube of sugar, do you know? Off the top of my head, I want to say it's like 7.
Who uses sugar cubes, though? Do you use sugar cubes?
No. No, but it's a good representation.
Why don't you say like a teaspoon?
So how many sugar cubes?
4 grams
4
of
grams.
sugar.
So 4 grams of sugar in a sugar cube, right?
Yeah.
A sugar cube is not small.
No, that's in a teaspoon. I don't use sugar cubes. That analogy's lost on me. I know what they look like.
It's a physical representation.
All right, let me look.
Okay.
I wonder if it's 4 as well.
4 grams per teaspoon.
Oh, 4 grams. So I didn't know that. Sugar cube is the same as a teaspoon.
Yeah. Okay.
That's exciting.
That makes sense. It is kind of exciting,
it is.
really.
All right, so let's see. Grams of sugar in Pepsi. 16-ounce can, right?
No, they don't make 16-ounce cans. They're 12-ounce cans or 20-ounce bottles.
Oh. Grams of sugar in Pepsi is 41 grams.
41 grams and 12 ounces. That is 10 sugar cubes. 10 sugar cubes in a 12-ounce can of Pepsi. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, what is Jolt? Jolt Cola.
41. It's the caffeine that's in Jolt.
Yeah, it's got
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. Not the most, I don't.
Mountain Dew Red Zone.
Yeah.
Stuff's crazy. There's a reason why I don't drink that.
That's a lot of sugar.
That is.
I think Sunkist soda. Oh, it's only 43. Dr. Pepper is 41. So it seems to be pretty consistent. Oh, wait, that's Dr. Pepper Cherry, though. Why is it so
It's
difficult?
probably the same.
Yeah.
Because all that is just adding cherry flavoring to the mix.
What is it, like 23 flavors in Dr. Pepper?
Honestly, I don't know. I've only ever had 2.
No, there's 23.
Oh, flavors that make up Dr. Pepper. And one of them's prune juice.
Really?
I think so. I remember
it just says...
the mother of a friend of mine in high school saw me drinking a Dr. Pepper. She just looks at it and goes, oh, that's carbonated prune juice. I didn't believe her at the time, but I think it's true.
Yeah, this one, I don't feel so bad at putting a teaspoon of sugar in my tea now. That's not bad.
I know. And this morning I put a large teaspoon of honey in my tea, and that was actually quite sweet.
Yeah.
I wonder how much sugar is in
So there's 48 teaspoons in a cup. So how much fluid is in a Dr. Pepper?
Apparently not very much.
That is... We're just wowing everybody with our conversion math today.
That's insane. There's 48 teaspoons in a cup.
So there's a cup of sugar in a can of Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, basically. The can's only 12 ounces. A cup is 8.
8 ounces. So there's only 4. Something's not right here.
It's 4
that can't
ounces
be right.
of liquid. Yeah, maybe that's right.
That just can't be right.
No, we're going to have to
We have
revisit
to
this one.
redo this math, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to revisit this one.
Either way,
in a later episode.
It's not healthy for you.
No, it's so bad for you. How do we even get onto the topic of sugar in soda?
You know, I try and follow the trail when I'm talking to you. I lost it today. I couldn't even tell you what the last thing was.
No, I don't even know. But
something from postcards.
Oh, collecting, and then we started talking about coin collecting and
Yeah.
ham radio operators, and I have no idea how we got onto the topic of soda.
I don't know. Anyways,
that is shocking to me, though, that there's
It
that
is.
much. I mean, I knew that there was a lot of sugar in there,
yeah.
but just the physical representation in my head of how big a sugar cube is, and knowing that there's 10 of those
Yeah.
in a can of Dr. Pepper.
We need to do the math of how many chocolate chip cookies you can eat instead of drinking a can of Pepsi.
Not many. The caloric intake is
You think
probably
it's the same?
no. It's worse. Like a cookie. Like if you got
Really?
like one of those like big old famous Amos cookies.
Not one of those, like a homemade cookie. Something that's healthy.
It's not healthy.
It's healthier. No preservatives.
Really good friend of mine from home. His mother was what you would have considered like a country wife. She didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
She did an awful lot of cooking and baking. So we'd be over at the house, and she would just say to us, "Hey, you guys want me to make you some cookies or some brownies?" It's like, heck yeah, absolutely. And she would make us cookies, but she didn't use a recipe.
She just whip it up?
She just whipped it up. She just
Was it good or was it just like... I mean, imagine she just had it memorized because she's just asking you to
kind
do
of,
one
but
cookies.
she changed it up sometimes.
Okay.
She would put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, in there, whatever. It was always very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite cookie?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. If you were going to make cookies, like for yourself, and you could make them good. Maybe your top 2.
Let's back up just a little. Because if I'm making cookies for myself, they're
Yeah.
never going to make it into the oven.
That's just... No.
It's true.
That's
Like,
not right.
When my wife and I, when we were living together before we had kids, we would literally make chocolate chip cookie dough, the batter,
Yeah.
at home,
You'd eat that raw
and we would
flour.
just eat it.
Glad
just
you're
eat
still
it.
alive. Anyways, back to the question.
Okay, cookies. So chocolate chip
Yeah.
would probably be my number one.
Do you like cake chocolate chips or chewy chocolate chips? Because there's a difference.
Chewy.
Okay.
I'm not the cakey. The cakey cookies are weird.
That's fine. Some people like them.
I know. But my second favorite would probably be
Cake ones are good when you're dipping them in milk.
true.
That's how my mom used to make her chocolate chips forever.
No, I do love an Oreo.
Just- That's because
But you can't make those at home.
no.
So cookies made at home. So it's
Yeah.
got to be chocolate chip is probably number one.
Yeah.
Second one is probably sugar. Like cutout cookies you'd make at Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I really like those. But they have to be soft. They can't be hard. I don't like crunchy cookies, except for Oreos. Crunchy cookies are just weird. When I bite a cookie, it's got to be soft.
Yeah.
Which was totally awesome. Going back to Afghanistan, not that I want to do that again, but being in Afghanistan, they always had, wasn't Famous Amos.
Grandma's.
It was a brand of cookies, and I'll have to think about this. It was a brand of cookies that they made available at the DFACs, where they came in, it was a pack of 2, but they were soft. And I would grab a whole bunch of those.
Well, you were saving all the calories from the Pepsi.
True, but I was also working out ridiculous. There's nothing else to do over there. You work 12 hours a day, and you literally have roughly 4 to 6 hours a day, depending on how much you want to sleep, to do whatever it is you want to do, which involves eating 3 meals a day. It involves getting your laundry done. It involves exercising or going to the bazaar or reading a book or whatever it is you do in your spare time. But I worked out constantly. I was always working out every night. I was on the treadmill running, or I was in the weight room lifting weights. Well, I was mostly doing both every day, but... Well, I guess that is going to do it for our 7th edition of Conversational Chaos. We do sincerely hope that all of our listeners have a wonderful holiday season. I suppose we can say holidays and not Christmas, or should we say Christmas and not holidays?
I'm saying Merry Christmas.
Okay, Merry Christmas it is. So Merry Christmas to all the Conversational Chaos listeners out there, and we hope that you enjoy the season, enjoy your families, and we look forward to more episodes coming in the new year.
Have a good one.